Now at 6, are you familiar with these? They're popping up all over our state. These small cell towers for 5G technology.
Chances are you drive right by them and never even realize what they're for. There's a new push underway in Carmel to stop wireless companies from installing the towers until the city can study the impact on our health.
Call 6 Investigates. Kara Kenny has been digging into this issue and joins us now with why some are concerned.
We're outside of Creekside Middle School in Carmel, just feet away from the entrance, a new small cell tower attached to a light pole. Gail Thomas is a stay-at-home mom who's lived in Carmel for 5 years. In recent months, she's grown concerned about small cell towers popping up near schools, bus stops, and residential areas. This one on Shelbourne has a warning label down low about radio frequency and another up high.
It's so high up there, you really need to be on a ladder.
Wireless companies are installing the infrastructure to improve their network speed to 5th-generation cell network technology, or 5G for short.
The big reason that concerns me is because of the proximity to homes. So they're basically inching closer and closer to houses. And that matters because we don't want to put an unknown risk near our homes before we know a little bit more about what that radio frequency can do.
The president of the Carmel Cable and Telecommunications Commission is also concerned about the impact on health. In this September 19th memo to the city council, Winston Long pointed to a Health and Human Services study that found cell signals led to cancer and tumors in male rats. Long is asking Carmel city leaders to immediately pause the installation of small cell antennas until more scientific data is available. Kerwin Olson of the Citizens Action Coalition says a halt is needed statewide. He drove us around Carmel.
The public really doesn't see them. They're not very visible.
To show us how hard they are to spot unless you know what to look for.
We've driven by 3 or 4 here in the last 5 minutes. There's one right here in front of this neighborhood, right here off 126th and Town Road.
The homeowner of this house didn't want to go on camera, but told me she had no idea the black circular thing is a small cell tower. No one told her, and Olson says no one has to.
The public is not being notified. There's been no, to the best of my knowledge, no community meetings.
We checked with the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission, and they couldn't tell us how many of these small cell towers are out there. The IURC has limited authority over wireless providers, so companies don't have to notify them when installing the towers. We reached out to AT&T, who told us they're actively laying the foundation for a nationwide 5G network, but they can't speak to specific locations. And Verizon directed us to CTIA, a group that represents the wireless communications industry. Their website says typical exposure to 5G is comparable to Bluetooth devices and baby monitors. CTIA points to a study that says for Carmel, 5G is expected to create $140 million in economic growth and more than 850 jobs. Gail Thomas and the Citizens Action Coalition say they're not anti-technology. They just want to hit pause on these small cell towers for now.
Pump the brakes. It doesn't mean forever. It just means let's have some precautionary discussions about what's the best thing to do, especially around homes.
Working for you in Carmel, Kara Kenny, RTV6.
Thanks, Kara. And the 5G issue will be discussed at the Carmel City Council meeting on Monday. It will begin at 6 p.m. at City Hall.